So, most people who search for and find Neville Goddard's lectures usually hear the phrase, feeling is the secret, and almost everyone misunderstands it. They usually think that that means that you need to be positive or excited or really force some emotional state, when in actuality, like trying to hype yourself up is not really where it's at. So, if you are searching for Neville Goddard's lectures and trying to understand them, and you're finding it convoluted and difficult to understand and apply, you're going to love this series that I have started, where I'm simplifying Neville's concepts and helping you to apply it in real time so that you can manifest with greater ease and speed and consistency. So, in this video, I'm going to explain and simplify what Neville meant by feeling is the secret. So, the first thing that you have to understand is that what Neville was really referring to was what feels the most normal. And in my previous video, where I talk about the law of assumption, I explain this as the assumption, right? Like what your self concept, the you that you think you are largely unconsciously, like you don't even know that you are the you that is operating and that is assuming and that is really trying to go out in the world and manifest something, right? Be, do, or have something different. And that self concept is ultimately what's driving how you ultimately get your results or not in life. So if you think about the things that you don't question, right? For example, like you don't get emotional about your name. You don't have to say affirmations and like visualize that people are going to call you by your name. You don't have to affirm that, like, tomorrow when you walk out in the sun, it's going to feel warm. You just assume that if you step outside and you put your feet on the grass, like you're going to feel the earth under you and you're going to feel the sun and it be warm on you, or that you don't have to necessarily feel happy when you sit in a chair and you don't fall out of it, right? You just assume that gravity is going to continue to work for you. Those are the things that just feel normal to you. You have no expectation of them. You don't have to affirm them. You don't have to visualize it happening. You just know that when you get out of bed in the morning and you step your feet on the floor, gravity is going to hold you and your day is going to unfold. And this is honestly one of the main reasons why people struggle so much with manifestation, because if you're trying to create, right, artificially, ultimately create an emotional state or a reaction, instead of just noticing when you are ultimately feeling like something needs to happen, should happen, has to happen, must happen, right? You have to affirm it, you have to force it, versus when you just assume like everything's always working out for me. Everything is always going to work out according to plan. And the key point about this is that your nervous system does not move towards what feels exciting or what feels new. But if you're operating from a self concept and a bundle of identities that you aren't even aware of how they were created, when they were created, they're often pre-verbal, happened in utero, and are all largely unconscious, right? You're just operating from them because you are so identified with them. You think this is who you are and this is just how things are. And those are the assumptions, and that's the assumption of who you are and your self-concept. And what that means then is that your external reality reflects that back to you. And you're not going to manifest anything outside of what you assume is normal and like will just happen. What will happen though is what you assume to happen. So if you assume that everything is going to take effort and it's going to be hard, or it's going to, it doesn't always work out for you and it's going to be difficult, like that's ultimately what you'll continuously experience, and why you'll continuously repeat. You'll feel like you're repeating patterns over and over again. Now, the interesting thing here is that you can't force what doesn't feel normal. You can only notice when it doesn't feel normal. And most of the time, right, like all of the self-help concepts out there and tips and tricks on manifestation usually tell you to expect and to visualize and to affirm and to do all of these things that don't feel natural and normal to you, logically, rationally, and to your nervous system. And that's why Neville didn't really talk about effort ever. He talked a lot about acceptance and accepting what is as it is, because ultimately energy cannot be created or destroyed. It just is what it is, right? There's no right, wrong, good, bad, better, worse when you tune in, tap in, and turn on to what I call your soul state, where there is infinite possibility, infinite potentiality, and you are literally able to be, do, and have anything that you want in any area of your life with greater ease and speed and consistency. So instead of creating and manufacturing, right, some like arbitrary feeling as though that's the secret to manifestation, over the next few days, what I would suggest and invite you to do is really consider whether the thing that you are aiming to create, right, consciously create in your life feels normal. Like if it just feels like it's just gonna, it's just like that, this just is part of my path. It's part of my journey. It's inevitable. Like it's just gonna happen because it's meant to happen for me. I know it's meant to happen for me. And if you feel any twinge of like, ooh, that doesn't feel true, very similar to like the Abraham Hicks, like you've got to say what is true and what makes you feel better, right? That's the key. Whatever you can say is true and what makes you feel better, go there. Even if it's anger, which is why you're not allowing yourself to feel that emotion in the moment, even though that emotion is what actually would make you feel better and help you to reach that sense of normality and safety and whatever. Because if you can tune in, tap in, and turn on to your soul state, right? And you can realize that that there is no such thing as right, wrong, good, bad, better, worse, and no judgment, right? Like a soul doesn't judge something as good or bad or right or wrong. A soul can experience all of it. A soul is, in fact, coming into this three-dimensional physical reality and form to experience itself in all the myriad ways. And so if, for example, feeling angry or, like if that's the feeling that is true for you and that's going to make you feel better than the despair or the despondentness or the depression or the whatever, like the helpless experience that you're having right now, you have to allow and accept that that's the next best feeling state, right? And feeling that's going to help you to progress and create momentum and to start to consciously create your reality and change that energy. Because remember, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It just changes form. So the depression, the hopelessness, the helplessness, the despondency, all of that energy now just changes form into potentially anger or whatever else. It might not be anger, it might be something completely different. You just have to be willing to accept that next change of state. So it's not about fixing anything, it's not about forcing anything, it's just about recognizing and accepting what is true for you in this moment and what is going to make you feel better. So if you need support doing this, I totally understand. And this is the exact work and practice, right? The embodiment that we do in my community, my free community called the Aligned Living Collective. I'll leave the link in the description so that you can come and join us, because this is really where the rubber meets the road, right? Like you have to actually practice this and embody it. It's not a destination. It's not an outcome. That is why it's called the aligned living, right? You are living in alignment with your energy. You're aligning your energies so that you can ultimately manifest anything in any area of your life with greater speed, ease, and consistency, because you are owning what is actually true for you and what makes you feel better and what makes you feel more normal. And not normal in the sense of like, oh, I'm abnormal or there's something wrong with me or I'm broken and I need to be fixed, but normal just in like, everything is always working out for me. Like, this is just my destiny. This is my path. I understand that, like, I am, like in my soul state, everything is available to me, everything is possible, and that I can have, be, and do anything in any area of my life with ease and speed and consistency that I would like. And that there's going to be obstacles along the way. There's going to be challenges and things that I can overcome and transcend. And I'm ready for them and I'm open to them and I can accept them. And I'm willing to be, do, and have whatever it is and whatever it takes to create and manifest my reality with more conscious awareness. And so it's just matter of fact. It's just like, I'm going to get up off this chair, I'm going to watch this video, and then, right, it's just normal. Like, you're just assuming that this is just the way it is. Success just naturally happens for me. Like, everything that I touch turns to gold. And if those sentences, for whatever reason, don't align with you, don't resonate, if there's any like hinge of like, oh, I don't really believe that, then that's your time to stop, to pause, and to be like, okay, this doesn't feel true for me. What does feel true? What can I tweak? What can I say that actually does feel true and does make me feel better? So it might just be a slight adjustment in the words that you use, the framing that you use, the tense that you use, right? Like, from here on out, everything that I touch will turn to gold. Everything is starting to work out for me. Like, it hasn't worked out for me in the past, but now I know, learning what I'm learning, I know now that I'm being equipped and empowered to change my reality. And that because I'm changing my reality, I feel really excited and eager to see how success just starts to follow me, right? Like that could be your next, what Abraham Hicks calls a rampage, but what Neville, right, calls like the feeling is the secret. You just start to get into the momentum of feelings that actually are true for you and are normalized. And it's just like you're normalizing your success. So if you're enjoying the way that I'm simplifying these Neville Goddard lectures and you are finding it helpful to apply it to your life, then please make sure to subscribe. Give me some love in the comments, like the video, and definitely also hit the notification bell so that you can be alerted when I drop the next one. And definitely check out the Aligned Living Collective. I'd love to have you in there to support you further in your journey, and you can work with me one-on-one. All right, my beautiful friend, I'll speak to you soon.